my confident and generous Leo friend. Hello and welcome. My name is Mina, and I'm here to offer you a 3-card reading exploring the themes of you, your path, and your potential. I invite you to consider what the reading reveals about possible challenges, opportunities, and personal growth for the week ahead. Take a deep breath, rest your mind, and let's see what the cards have to share with you today. You, Leo, have always carried a warmth that draws others in. But as the last days of August settle over you, there's a subtle tension in the air, a sense of both fullness and pause, as if you've reached the top of a hill and are looking out over all you've become. You may find yourself quietly holding questions about what comes next, even as you're surrounded by signs of accomplishment. There's pride in what you've built, yet a quiet ache for a horizon you can't quite name. It feels like the world is urging you to celebrate, but part of you remains just slightly apart, wondering if this is truly the ending you need, or only the beginning of something you can't yet see. This unspoken feeling lingers in the way you move through familiar places, the way you greet people who expect certainty from you, the way you notice small details that never seemed important before. There's a sense of being complete but not quite finished. The applause is fading, and in the hush that follows, your heart listens for something more honest than applause. The world appears in your reading, not as a trophy, but as a living moment of recognition. You are standing in a place you've long worked toward, perhaps a goal achieved, a project completed, or a personal threshold quietly crossed. The world feels both wide open and curiously still. There's relief in knowing you have done what you set out to do. At the same time, the fullness of this moment brings an unexpected weight, as if the very completeness you sought now asks what you will do with it. You may notice a gentle restlessness, a sense that even in this fullness, something inside you is searching for what's next. This is not dissatisfaction, but a natural stirring, the heart's way of reminding you that every ending contains a seed of new longing. Within you, there's a quiet wisdom forming. You sense the importance of pausing to honor your journey, to let the sense of completion truly land. Yet there is also an urge to avoid becoming stuck in the comfort of what you know. You might find yourself reflecting on the cycles that have shaped you, the ways you have grown, the old versions of yourself that no longer fit, and the new spaces opening in your life. There is both pride and humility in recognizing how much you have changed. Emotions may shift from satisfaction to uncertainty, from nostalgia to hope. Underneath it all, you hold a subtle tension, the need to integrate what has come before with a readiness to meet what comes next. This is the quiet pulse beneath your calm exterior, the unspoken story playing just beneath the surface of your everyday life. The feeling of completion, though beautiful, is not static. It gives rise to questions that ripple through your week. As you move from this place of fullness, the path ahead begins to reveal itself, not through clear answers, but through the choices that beckon you to respond with honesty. The sense of what now becomes a quiet call, urging you to listen more deeply to your inner compass. The transition is gentle but real. You realize that every cycle's end naturally shapes the next step, like dawn following a long night. The peace of accomplishment begins to mingle with the gentle friction of new possibilities waiting to be named. On your path, the lovers surfaces, not as a simple story of romance, but as a living tension between what you have known and what you are being asked to choose. This week, you may feel the pull between comfort and growth, between loyalty to your past and curiosity about your future. Relationships, commitments, and values come under the subtle pressure of reflection. Old patterns resurface, not to trap you, but to invite a more conscious engagement. You may notice how certain connections challenge you, how being seen by someone else can spark both reassurance and discomfort. The momentum of your week builds as events, conversations, or even small decisions press you to clarify what truly matters to you. There is a sense of friction in the air, a gentle but persistent question about authenticity. What are you holding onto out of habit? Where are you being called to realign your choices with your deeper truth? These are not easy questions, and they do not demand hurried answers. Instead, they invite you to sit with your own contradictions, to let the pressure clarify rather than confuse. You may feel this as a tug in your heart, a hesitation before saying yes, or a sudden awareness of how your actions ripple through your life and the lives of those you care about. The path this week is not about external events alone, but about the way you respond to them. Your choices become the ground where your inner state meets the world, shaping a new story out of the old. What becomes possible from here is not predetermined. The growth that calls to you depends on how willing you are to meet these moments with presence. If you move through this week with a kind of conscious engagement, seeing the underlying tension not as a problem, but as a signal, then your potential begins to unfold in unexpected ways. The invitation is to step forward, not by abandoning the past, but by integrating its lessons with a fresh sense of clarity. Your potential this week is captured in the Queen of Swords. She enters not as a figure of cold logic, but as someone who sees herself clearly, who allows both heart and mind to guide her. This is an invitation to bring honesty to your conversations, both with yourself and with others. You may notice a growing ability to articulate what you need, to ask questions that have lingered unspoken, or to set boundaries that honor your growth. There is a quiet strength in naming your truth without apology. It is not about cutting away what no longer serves, but about making space for what is real. The Queen of Swords invites you to trust your inner clarity, to recognize the wisdom you've earned through experience. Growth this week is not about dramatic change, but about gentle, precise adjustments. You might find yourself seeing through old stories, letting go of self-doubt, or finding words for feelings that once seemed too tangled to express. This clarity is not harsh, it is freeing. It allows you to be both tender and firm, open and discerning. The more you honor this clarity, the more you discover a new kind of confidence, not rooted in bravado but in authenticity. The invitation is to let your words and choices reflect the person you are becoming, rather than the one you think you should be. All three cards weave together into a single living cycle. You begin with a sense of accomplishment, a world that feels both finished and waiting. The fullness you carry gives rise to new questions, and those questions become the tension that shapes your path. Through the friction of choice, you are drawn into deeper honesty, with yourself, with those you care for, and with the shifting ground of your own desires. Your potential emerges not as a distant goal, but as a quality of attention you bring to each moment. In the quiet space between endings and beginnings, you find yourself. The journey is not linear, it is layered, woven from moments of celebration, tension, and clarity. If the week feels uneven, remember, every cycle of completion plants the seeds of new growth. There is reassurance here, a gentle reminder that being honest with yourself is enough. The world will not rush you. You are allowed to move at your own pace, trusting that clarity will come in its own time. In this there is a calm strength, a sense that no matter what unfolds, you are exactly where you need to be. Actionable insights for Leo this week. Let yourself notice what feels both complete and unfinished in your day. Try saying one honest thing out loud, even if it feels small. Allow space for pauses before making a decision, just to see what changes inside you. Spoken word affirmations to repeat aloud for a more positive mindset. I am allowed to honor every ending. I listen to what lingers beneath my pride. I speak what is true for me. I welcome clarity. As it arrives, I trust the wisdom I carry within me. And now, dear friend, I thank you for giving me your time. I truly hope I have given you something helpful in return. Goodbye and good luck until next time.